Hi, and welcome to SBL Biz TV. My name is Mike Cosentino, and welcome to this week's episode. This week we're going to talk about PPC and does it work for small businesses? It's a new year here, and I'm putting together some new paid campaigns. I thought it'd be a great time to talk a little bit more about paid traffic because I truly believe it's one of those things that intimidate a lot of small businesses that don't take advantage of it, but yet it's the one thing that if you take the time to learn, it can really have a big impact on your business. So what are some of the common things that you might be thinking as a small business as you're looking at potentially using paid traffic? Usually isn't it very tough? That's going through your mind. What is my budget going to have to be? And what keywords will I have to use? And what platform do I use? Do I use Google? Do I use Bing? Or do I get aggressive with the new Facebook ads and start learning how to do that? How do I set up my budget? And do I do it daily, weekly? And how do I perform that? And these are a lot of the things that are running, through any small business owners or any person's mind as they're getting ready to prepare to put together a PPC campaign if they have not done it before and are trying to learn it. And today I'd like to talk to you about each of those and kind of walk you through a general outline of what it's going to look like when you're setting up a PPC campaign. Okay? Well, first what you're going to have to do is take a look at your business before you're getting involved with putting your PPC campaign together and say, what do prospects and or clients that are dealing with me, what would they love to have as something free that we're giving to them that can make a big impact on their business or their life and ultimately, at a minimum, get me their name in exchange. Because you see, you have to go into PPC with that kind of an attitude where, worst case scenario, if they click on it, I want to make sure that I'm at least getting their name so I'm building that lead. And best case scenario is, when they end up at my site, which we'll talk about in a minute, they end up purchasing our product or service. So you have to go into that mindset first, okay? So think, is it going to be an ebook that you provide to them? Is it going to be a video that you're going to provide to them? Will it be free consultation that you're providing to them? Sit back and think, what would be the best thing that you can give that's going to have a high impact on your potential prospect and or client, okay? And then next, after you do that, you're going to actually put together what they call a landing page or a squeeze page, and you'll be basically creating an ad that they'll be clicking on, the potential prospect, and then a landing page with sales copy that is the giveaway, okay? So those are the first two steps. Creating a nice ad, and those are the ads that you see whenever you pull up Google off to the right-hand side or at the top. You'll see those little ads. That's the one you'll have to create, okay? And those are very important. I'd say anywhere from 70-80% of your success is going to lie in how well you write your ad, how well you actually put together your sales copy, and of course you got to select good keywords. But in a whole, those are really, really important when you're looking at any form of paid advertising, is nailing those two things down first, okay? So don't even worry about getting into all the campaign stuff until you can get that front end stuff built, because it's going to help you with setting up your campaign ultimately, okay? So once again, what we're going to do is we're going to first select the product we're going to give away. Next, we're going to actually put together a good ad that when a person clicks on it, it comes to our landing or squeeze page, okay, which presents an offer of a free giveaway. All they have to do is enter their email. Then it takes them to our website, which is essentially your money site, which is where you're making an offer of your product or services to them, okay? So then once you're there, the next thing you're going to want to take a look at is, what keywords do I use? That's a common question that comes up is, okay, I put together everything here. Now how do I select my keywords? Well, first you'll start with utilizing Google Keyword AdWord tool. It's a free service. If you've watched any of our episodes here before, you've seen we've talked about it quite a bit. And ultimately that's where you're going to start. And you'll type in some of the most common bywords, okay, that people use that are, hey, if this person's talking about this, there's a high likelihood they have a high interest in my product or service, okay? You'll put those into the search bars at the Google Keyword AdWord tool, and then it'll give you results, okay? And it's going to give you the results of how many searches are available, and then you select which keywords you want, okay? And that's where you start. Tip there, make sure the keywords that you select have a high commercial intent, okay? Meaning that if a person's actually typing it in, that they're not just researching it, that they're looking to buy. That's the type of keywords you want to use when you're thinking about it, okay? Next, you'll take a look at doing is in setting up a budget. And what is the budget that you want to use? I suggest that you go with a daily budget to start with, and I suggest that when you're in the testing phase that you keep it very, very low, so you're learning how your campaign works, okay? Next is, what sales platform, so to speak, do I use? Google, Bing, or Facebook, and then there's a bunch of other types of networks. Know this: Google makes up roughly 60% of the traffic, Bing roughly 30%. Okay, I recommend starting with Bing. They obviously carry a lot of weight out there. 30% is nothing to sneeze about. So ultimately, you want to take a look at them for a couple reasons. One is the price, first and foremost. And two, I like the analytics a little better. I think from a standpoint of a business owner, it's a little more efficient in that regard. Ultimately, you can make the decision as you look at both platforms. My recommendation, though, is definitely from a pricing perspective, and you get great traffic still. Take a look at Bing to start with in your small business. Next, will my product work? Okay, that question comes up all the time. Will my product or service work? Okay, I'm a small home-based business. I'm a small business owner. I'm a sales professional, whatever it is. And the only way you can really find that out, okay, is to test it. Okay, put together a small little budget to start testing to see how it works and whether or not, it could be where it just starts providing you good leads. Okay, you feel like you're tapping into a good market, but you feel like it's going to need some nurturing because maybe you have a bigger product that can't be sold, in essentially one shot. And that could be great too. But ultimately, those are decisions you have to make over time. Okay, yes, you always hear that. Does paid traffic work better with consumer businesses, with consumer-based businesses? Yes, of course, it tends to work easier with them. But not to say that other companies that go B2B that don't do well with it as well. So that's a decision you have to make, but I would suggest that you start very small, test it out, and to see if it works as well. Okay? So that was a general outline for you here today on paid traffic, and when you're considering it, take a look at it and see if it fits your specific business. Hope you found this information helpful here today. Until next time, I wish you nothing but the best of success. And remember, the leads are the fuel to your business, and I believe the best brand of fuel is online marketing. Until next time, I'm Mike Cosentino.